hell is going on? I mean, what the hell is going on?
Dust in the wind. All we are is dust.
You see who that is? Huh? It's your mom!
Hey, welcome back to ScreenCrush. I'm Ryan Airy, and we're live right now for a Q&A. And when you're live, you know what that means. Anything and everything probably will go wrong during this stream. So a lot of you are probably wondering, hey, ScreenCrush, Ryan, why did you go live? Well, it's because we're here to make a few announcements about the channel, but also I just wanted to talk to you guys and to get your questions. There's a lot of stuff that we've been doing on the channel lately that I've noticed you mentioning in the comments and on our Discord that I kind of wanted to address and talk about. And I also wanted to just take your questions. Now, you can ask us questions in our chat, via super chats, whatever. We've got a couple people watching that. But you can ask us questions about the channel, the things we're talking about. If you have general like Marvel questions about Agatha or Acolyte or anything that's coming up or shows we're going to cover, things you want us to cover, basically, I'm here for you guys right now. I've always said, I said this to the team all the time, that I don't consider this like my channel. I consider this our channel. This is something that you and I, the creator, the audience, we all make together. So it's really important to me. I wanted to do more of these, actually. It's just the past few months, especially over the summer, have just been so darn busy with like show after show after show. We couldn't squeeze in a live stream. So now we're here, and I cannot wait to talk to you guys about this stuff. We also have a lot of announcements that we're going to be talking about. We're going to have a graphic up that kind of shows you the list of announcements that we're going to be saying. So like you have an idea of what's coming up. Yeah, there it is. That's cool. The graphic is new to us. We're trying to be more like cable news here. So let us know what you think of the design. If you don't like it, be nice, because, you know, it was everything's always made by somebody. And I think that we did a pretty darn good job on it. So the first thing I do want to talk to you guys about, and again, feel free, super chat, ask us questions. Anything is on the table. We want to talk about Marvel, DC, the Hal Jordan news, whatever it is, but also related to the stuff we're going to talk about. So first, I want to bring on our friend Colton Ogburn. You guys know Colton. He is the guy who is trapped in the television but doesn't know it, so please don't tell him. Colton, how you doing? You look different.
Yeah, I'm well. How are you?
Yeah, pretty drastic change. You should have run that by us first.
I do what I want.
Yeah, you do. So you guys know Colton. Colton writes a lot of the videos on the channel. He's going to help like with some of the comments. If you ask something, Colton will probably read it to me, so I don't have to like read the comments and talk to you and look at my notes and do all this different stuff, because I am not good at multitasking. I'm really strong one thing at a time. Also joining us, we have Brianna McLarty. And you guys know Brianna. She's been on for a while. She wrote all of our House of the Dragon videos. Hey, Brianna, how are you doing today?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you for having me. I mean, I'm always at ScreenCrush, but thank you for having me on the live stream.
Terrific. Now we have our first question, guys, before we bring on our next guest here. Actually, no, I think we're going to bring on our next guest later on. Our first question is, what are we most excited about for Marvel coming up in the next couple years? This is from Peyton Smith. I'll let you guys answer it first. What are you most, a couple years is a long time. I don't even think they've announced oh, no, they have announced 2026. Yeah, next couple years. Brianna, what are you most excited about?
I want Blade. I want Blade so bad. I love Blade. I love the original trilogy. Even the last one that's not that good, I don't care. It has a special place in my heart. Seeing Blade and Deadpool and Wolverine brought me a lot of joy, and I want Blade. Like, I will be so sad if they cancel that project. I really need it. I need it so bad. I'm wearing the shirt from Deadpool and Wolverine. I need my Blade so I can have Blade merch.
I love that shirt. Colton, you designed that shirt, right?
Yeah, myself and my wife and Brianna helped on it. Yeah, team effort.
Yeah, it's a great. Yeah, I agree. A $40 million Blade movie, like super low budget, super gritty. That's exactly what I want to see too. You got to wonder though. They let Wesley Snipes say that thing about there's never going to be another Blade, if there is going to be another Blade. Colton, what about you? What are you most excited about Marvel the next couple of years?
Well, I'm also wearing the shirt for my answer. Not to be basic, but Doomsday, man, and Secret Wars. That's my bread and butter. I love talking about those movies. You know, I got my start on the road to Infinity War like a year and a half before that movie came out. I am so excited to, you know, talk theories and all of that as those movies approach. So yeah, that's my extremely basic answer. I'm very excited for the 2 new Avengers movies, and RDJ is Doom.
And my answer is the reason I'm not as excited about RDJ as Doom. I'm looking forward to the Fantastic Four. This is one of my favorite comics. I love the vision they have for it. It looks like it's going to be fun, inventive, new, something we've not seen in a superhero movie. And I don't think that Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom is going to be the Victor Von Doom. I think he's going to be a variant of Tony Stark, which for me is kind of symbolic of how the Marvel Cinematic Universe has strayed away from the comics and it's becoming its own entity, which makes me sad, because originally what thrilled me the most about the MCU was that I got to see my favorite comic book stories put on screen. But you know what? Things evolve, they change. I'm not going to begrudge that. I think we have another question here. Who's this next question from, Colton?
I actually can't see them on my end, Ryan.
Okay, well, never mind. Lavernius,
they're not coming up in the chat.
The first thing I promised you was that something would go wrong. Over here, we have Lavernius Tucker says, hello, ScreenCrush. My name is Jacob, a longtime viewer. What should the next saga, phases 7 through 9, be called? Colton, I think I'll let you take that because you got a strong answer all teed up for it.
Yeah, the Mutant Saga, man. I'm ready to see the X-Men in their full glory. I've said before, you know, what I love the Fox X-Men movies. They're terrific. I love the origin stories we got for all the. Hey, don't. They're great, most of them.
Some of them are great.
But I'm excited for the Mutant Saga because, damn, man, the X-Men comics, I'll say it, probably the best Marvel comics are the X-Men comics. If you really go through, and start ranking the different series from Marvel, I'd say the X-Men comics just have the most, rich storytelling. There are so much lore there that the Fox X-Men movies never even, grazed. So I am excited to see Kevin Feige get to take a hold of these X-Men stories. I'd like to see the Avengers and, yeah, maybe even Spider-Man take a bit of a back seat and just have it be, like the Infinity Saga and the Multiverse Saga was very Avengers focused. I'm excited for an X-Men focused decade or 15 years of Marvel movies.
Yeah, right now I'm reading the New Mutants, the original run by Claremont, and I've just got to Bill Sienkiewicz's artwork. It's stunning, and you're right. There's so many. Chris Claremont, especially in his run, was just so damn weird, and there's so many great ideas that he spread out over like 100 issues that I think would make for great films, and you condense them. Brianna, we got a question right here for you. I'm going to give it to you specifically. Brianna is a huge WandaVision fan, and she wrote our newest Agatha video. I think she's going to write the next 2 and then like contribute to all the rest of them. This question is, and I'm sorry, Mustafa, I'm probably going to mispronounce your name. I apologize for that. Mustafa Ahmed Rizwan. Hey, ScreenCrush, I have a question. All caps, by the way, so I feel like I should be yelling. Hey, ScreenCrush, I have a question regarding Agatha that I think that the teen contains Nicholas Scratch's spirit. That's Agatha's son. Now, Brianna, remember, episode 3 is not out yet. We can't give spoilers for it, but that's a fun theory. What do you think about it?
I think it's possible. I think because we have seen the Salem 7, that inherently implies the existence of New Salem. And because New Salem exists, and in the comics, Nicholas Scratch runs New Salem, I think he's probably there personally. I have seen some people theorize he got trapped in the bunny, and that's why the bunny is called Senator Scratchy, which would be kind of sick. Yeah,
you could have just named her Bunny after her dead son, though, which would be kind of weird. But I don't know. They were supposed to have this whole. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I would like if it is that, just because everyone is so convinced, including me, to be frank, that the teen is Billy Kaplan. So it feels like this sort of like, it doesn't feel like a complete reveal because like kind of everyone knows it. So it would be cool if like, no, it's not. It's Nicholas Scratch.
Yeah. The big reveal is going to be if he is Billy Kaplan, how he is Billy Kaplan. And again, like we've kind of suspected this since they cast him, but take what you will with it. We do have a question. I want to get. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I'm happy to report that it was a user error, and I can see the questions now if you'd like me to read them for you.
You didn't click the right button on the side, did you?
That would be the case, I'm afraid, yeah.
Great. It says, what type of breed is Doug the Dog? Yeah. Now, Doug the Dog. Now, if Doug were here, he would explain that, he wouldn't even be able to tell you what kind of breed he is. He is, however, I can tell you, half Maltese, half Shih Tzu. So he's what we call a Malshi. 50% Maltese, 50% Shih Tzu, and 100% a great boss. So I want to get to our first big announcement we want to talk about here, guys. You've seen us mention this a little bit. And again, like we're going to talk about specific announcements, but I also just want to get into the way we structure our videos a little bit later on, because you guys have commented like too many ads, things like that. This is a chance for us to work this out together. If you don't like how we're structuring our videos, I want to get like live input from you so we can talk about it. But first, I want to talk about our live show. So we did a live show in February here in New York. It was so much fun because most of the team are New York based. We had the entire team up on stage. We got to do exclusive. We did like a live video essay. To be honest, we didn't know what we were doing. We were figuring it out as we went. So like I did a presentation, Colton did a presentation. My favorite part was the Q&A that we had with the fans. Like that actually, the best stuff I think came from that Q&A and just telling you guys how ScreenCrush works, taking your questions about Marvel, Star Wars, a lot like what we're doing right now. It was a blast. So we're doing it again. But we didn't just want to do one because the big complaint we got is how come you didn't come here? How come you didn't come there? So we're going to do 11 different cities. Now, on our Discord channel, which I'll talk about in a second, you guys have already told us kind of what you want us to see in the live show, especially you people who are in New York. Like it was great afterwards. We had a meet and greet. Everybody was nice. I'm betting some of you thought, oh, I was hoping they would do this, right? With this or that. So we want to know like what you want to see from this, because it's different. Like normally what we do at ScreenCrush is we'll watch videos and I stand here in the store and I tell you guys what I think of it or little observations, and being live in front of you is just a different experience for us. So some of the things that we're going to be doing, we're going to have exclusive videos, like little short films that we shot, mostly of Doug. Those are a lot of fun. And we're also going to talk about like the process that we use to break down videos. I know that's probably the number one question that we get is like, how the hell do you actually do it? How do you do it so fast? So we'll kind of walk you through like a typical ScreenCrush day. You will not believe how chaotic it is, but also just like behind the scenes of ScreenCrush, give you the history of the channel. And honestly, like just the story of how the three of us and the rest of the team got to where we are is pretty interesting. So we'll tell you all that, but I don't want to bore you with that kind of stuff. But I also want to like, get, like I said, that Q&A is going to be the most important part. So just to kind of bring on, we have a fourth person who's going to be in and out. We have Srinidhi Rao, who you guys know, you've seen her on our socials all the time. Shri, if you want to come on now, she'll be, yeah, there she is. Hey, Shri. So Shri, you've been with ScreenCrush the longest. And I think of all the team members apart from me. So what do you think people want to see from this live show? Like, guys, again, this is the part where we want to talk about the live show. So if you have any questions about that, please shout them out or anything you want us to do.
I think that based on a lot of our responses that we got from the first live show, a lot of people want to know, how we started or our journey through the couple of years we've been doing this. And not only, where do we get our ideas from or what do we think qualifies to be made as a video? Also like what our team dynamic is, I've heard, or like everyone wants to see behind the scenes stuff as well, right? And there's a lot of prepping we have to do with that, especially with Colton being in a TV.
Shri, you cut out. What was that?
It's okay, Colton. Don't worry
Yeah,
about
keep
it. Don't worry
going.
about it.
Sorry.
So good.
But like, managing the store and our very fluffy manager, there's a lot of prep to do with that. So if we can plan this live show out to like properly explain to all of you guys how all this works, based on that, I think that would be an awesome way to start our live show.
Yeah, and I want to throw something else out there too. We have guests who are coming, and guests we're talking to. I don't think we've actually confirmed any of these guests, right? So I don't want to like
one, but we're still waiting on a lot more to come. And whoever wants.
Can we say who it is that we've confirmed?
Yes, I believe so. So, we have been talking to the film theorists. And, they're awesome people, really amazing to work with and talk to. So, yeah, I think you guys are going to have a lot of fun for our Charlotte show in March 9th. We're going to have film theorists on, Ash from Game Theory Live, from Lee from the film theorists. It's going to be awesome.
And again, like we have, I really can't say. There's a lot of people who are very interested, but like we've got the dates posted. I'm about to go through all the dates and cities right now. There's a lot of people we're really excited to have on, not just other YouTubers. There's some writers, some celebrities, some showrunners. LA should be pretty lit. And we got some other people who are based in different cities, some Texas people, but yeah.
Heavy spoilers will not be there. We can confirm.
No, he is in a void across the sea. He cannot make it. So yeah, there are other people who are coming. We're going to let you guys know as those come along. Basically, we don't have much time until the first show. That's another thing too. That's why we're doing this live stream. Cause I'm excited to hear what you guys want to see from it. Our first show, I'll just read through these now. And this, by the way, we have a link in the description right now. If you want to click these and take a look. Boston is our first show. That's on November 7th. So it's coming up right now. The link to buy tickets is X1 Entertainment. There's 3 different tiers of tickets. There's the basic show. You'll have a great time. Like I said, we're going to do a pretty extensive fan Q&A. There's also a VIP thing that they've set up ahead of time, which was really fun last time. It's like really intimate. And then there's like the photo. I believe we're going to print off a backdrop that looks like the store behind me. We're going to take a photo of the video store, and then so you can like have your picture taken on the ScreenCrush set. Anyways, Boston on November 7th, and then Washington, D.C. on December 2nd. And that'll be fun too. We actually have a couple people based in Baltimore who might make it to that one. Chicago on December 8th. Los Angeles on January 12th. Now we're into next year. Phoenix on January 13th. We got a whole West Coast tour set up. Houston on January 20th, Inauguration Day. Dallas on January 22nd. We're going to be in Philly on February 2nd. And then we're going to take an extensive break for Captain America Brave New World. Charlotte, like Shree mentioned, we'll have the Film Theorist there on March 9th. Atlanta on March 13th. And ending up with Orlando on March 30th. And I'll just put it this way. I am planning on staying in Orlando for quite a while afterwards because I want to go to Galaxy's Edge so bad I can't see straight. I think we've got
I'll be at the Chicago show.
Yep. And then Colton, you're going to be at a lot of these shows. Shree, have you confirmed? Are you going to be at any of them?
Yes, I'm going to be in the North Carolina Charlotte show. I'm probably also going to be at the LA show. If you guys want to check us out there, it's going to be exciting.
It's going to be fun. Cannot wait. Like I said, when we did this live show before, I didn't know what you guys wanted, right? I thought, okay, I've never done this before. I've done stand-up. So I presented a video essay because I've done like film performances before. So I presented a video essay live that was still in the works, and we ended up making it here on the channel. But the best part was after. It was after you guys told me, gave me your feedback and what you thought. And I felt like the crowd really felt like you were in the store with me, helping to make these videos. And I know I said it at the top, but like, it's not my channel. It's not these guys' channel. It's our channel. We're all building this together. And it's just so amazing. I got hooked on it. Like just being able to interact with people, especially after being inside for so long. So many of you guys came up to me and said, and I might get emotional saying this, you came up and you were telling us your channel got me through COVID. Your channel got me through a divorce. Your channel got me through that. And that meant so much because, you know, I'm looking at a camera right now. We're all like in these little rooms, and just being able to be in the space with people celebrating the things that I was made fun of as a child with other people like me was one of the biggest thrills in my life. So we're so excited to do this 11 city tour. We do have a question. We got a couple questions actually, but I'm going to answer the live show questions first so we can kind of stay on topic. And there's one about For All Mankind I want to get to. Mac Lopez says, do you guys plan to record the shows at any point for those of us who are not in the US? Mac Lopez, for one thing, I would say pressure your friends who are in the US to go to the shows, because then maybe we could go overseas. I especially love going to Scotland. But we are going to record portions of it. I don't know if we can bring the whole setup and record it. We did record the New York show, and I think at a certain point, like we have a YouTube membership tier where we only have the basic tier right now. The basic tier gives you like priority comment answering, gives you custom emojis. We are going to introduce more tiers with like exclusive videos. And I think the live show will be on there at that point, but probably not until we get better at it. I don't want to sound like we're bad at the live show, but I definitely think the first show we had fun, the audience had fun, but we were figuring it out. And I think by like Orlando, we'll have something really sweet that we can film for you guys. We also have, and I am going to mess up this name, and I'm so sorry, Daniel Graziati. Can Ryan open the tour with a stand-up set? Maybe. I might do some storytelling stuff at the start. My stand-up's pretty dusty. I don't really exactly have a type 5. I did some pretty weird, like Andy Kaufman kind of stuff back in the day. Happy to do that, though. Now we've got Shane. Shane is asking, where is a location you'd like to do a live show that isn't on the list? Would like to see you do a show in Alaska. I'm going to go around the room and ask everybody that question. Shree, let's start with you. Where would you like to do a live show that's not on the list?
Ooh. Well, I know you're from Ohio, so I would like to see, where the elusive Ryan Airy is from and see him with, his hometown people. I would also really, really love, sorry, I just blanked. Damn it.
It's okay, Brianna, while you think of it.
Yeah, go ahead, Brianna.
I would really love to do a live show in Seattle, just because I've never been to Seattle and it seems like a really cool city. I would also love to do a live show in Nashville, just because I know some pretty awesome people in the industry there, and I think we could have some really cool guests. So if you guys want to show in Nashville, let us know, because I could get good guests for that.
I love Nashville, like as a city, and I've never been to Seattle, so that would also be super cool. Colton, what about you?
There's Tulsa. I'd love to go to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Las Vegas would be fun. I like to take my grandmother gambling. So yeah, anywhere that's legal.
Yeah, like, is it good luck charm, or is she the gambler in the family?
Oh, she's the gambler. Yeah.
So many places I've never been. I've never seen the Grand Canyon. Might have time when I'm in Phoenix, Albuquerque, just to pay homage to Breaking Bad. Alaska. I mean, it would be stunning to see that. Honolulu. Obviously, I've never been to Hawaii. I want to go everywhere. Yeah, there's like a million places. I don't remember, like,
Actually,
there's
two
some
more places for me.
Yeah, go. Yeah.
Buffalo, home, my birthplace. We gotta represent Buffalo. Sorry to any people not from Buffalo. And New Orleans. New Orleans is
I've never been there
pretty
either.
cool.
All right, I want to get caught up on these questions before we move on to the next topic and tell you guys again where you can buy tickets for our live show. Again, like, I'm not able to read all these comments right now. Please, if you're watching, you're a fan of the channel, let us know right now in the chat what you like to see at these live shows. If you've been to other ones before, what we have planned right now is pretty amazing. I've got some great stuff lined up with, like, presentations and guests and just like all around topics. We're going to do a thing where we're going to get into some arguments with each other, because there's certain points. We don't really do it on the channel. We don't argue that much. There are very serious topics where Colton and I fundamentally disagree. And there's certain things that I'm like, don't say that on the YouTube channel. And these are the things we're going to be able to say in the live show, as long as you guys don't record them on your phone. So again,
I have a very hot take about Jedis. I have a very hot take about the Jedi Order that will
you
be
just said
shared in
Yeah,
Jedis. You just said
yeah, I caught
Jedis,
that.
which negates every opinion you've ever had about Star Wars. See that?
Okay.
That's
Well, I have a hot
conflict
take
is what
about
you-
it, and it will be shown in Chicago.
I'm kidding, Brianna. But like,
I
that
know.
kind of like toxic hot take is what you can expect when you see this live. I'm just joking. I'm sorry I latched.
Yeah,
on to
we'll
that. I
talk
feel
politics
really
later.
bad now. I feel really bad now.
You're good. You're good. It's okay.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you. No. I want to hear that. So we do got a couple interesting questions here. Timothy Langston asks, how much collaboration exists between you guys and Heavy Spoilers, Real Rejects, and New Rockstars? That's a great question. So Heavy Spoilers and Real Rejects, we actually started off our merch store partnering with them. Greg and Paul are friends of the channel. Love Coy, love everybody over there. New Rockstars, I was on New Rockstars once. I was on for a talk back a few years ago. Great crew over there, and we continue to be friends with like Jess, MT, and all those other people. So there's not a lot of direct collaboration because unfortunately we are still like, we're all like diving onto each other's stuff. But like, we had a lot of people on our DC funeral for the DCU video. I've been on a couple Heavy Spoilers video. Like I said, I was on New Rockstars a few years ago for a Star Wars talk back. So it's a really small community. And we all like most of us have met in person or had dinner together, stuff like that. And the best part about it is though, that, you know, like when we do breakdowns, I tend to not watch other people's channels, right? If I did, then my life would just be YouTube. But, you know, like we do it all the time. Like I'll shout out Paul or New Rockstars or other people, and a lot of them do the same for us whenever they see our videos. So it's like a neat little collaborative community that we have. We've also got Peyton Smith, another super chat. Thank you. Says, come to Lexington, Kentucky. Would love to have you. If I had my druthers, we'd come to Cincinnati, watch the Bengals lose, and then you could drive up from Lexington. That'd be a lot of fun. And then we've got a new member who just signed up, Danny C. Talent. Thank you, Danny. It's good to have you on the team. And I just want to back up real quick. There was a question we missed that I think deserves a response. It's a super chat. Again, thank you, from Sam Dooley, who wants us to review For All Mankind and Severance. Now, these are two shows on Apple Plus, and they're not paying me to say this. I wish Apple Plus would pay me to say this. I love those two shows. And I think Apple Plus, pound for pound, has some of the best TV that nobody's watching. Lessons in Chemistry, etc. I could go on. For All Mankind, my favorite show on TV, highly underviewed. And Severance, amazing. We're probably going to cover Severance, I think. We've got a cast member who's reached out to us who might want to come on. And I just love that show. You guys got any thoughts on other shows you want to see us do?
Well, I haven't watched Severance, the show, but I've read the book the show is based on, and it is stunning. It's a great book. In terms of other shows, I really would love to cover Salem's Lot, which is the new Stephen King show. I'm very into horror, if that wasn't kind of obvious. So the Salem's Lot, the Stephen King universe, I think that would be a really fun show for us to cover during the spooky time of October.
Yeah, and in general, and this is part of the reason I want to talk to you guys, right? We're going to talk about this a little bit later, but it's just stuff we don't get to cover that we really should. Yeah, like
Yeah.
Colton, you're pitching me stuff all the time, and I'm like I'll give you an example. Before I get answers from Colton and Shree, I love For All Mankind. I love Star Trek. The rest of the team, especially the editors, haven't necessarily seen those shows. So when I write a script, I would have to go through and like find all the time codes for everything and tell them where to put things in so the script gets done fast. I typically don't have time to do that. So that's one of the things that holds us back a little bit. Maybe if we get advanced screeners, I could write time codes down and stuff ahead of time, or if the team had time to watch something. Severance, I think, is like 8 episodes, so it's not too hard for them to watch. Star Trek's tougher. Star Trek is like, you're talking 50 plus years of lore, and all these new shows like Strange New Worlds dive deep into that lore. Colton, what about you?
Well, I adore Severance. I remember before I think I had just started working here when I saw your ending explained for the first season. And that was my first introduction to the show. I was like, wow, I've got to watch this show. So I'm very hopeful that we get to cover that show. Yeah, there are lots of shows and movies that are just fantastic. Yeah, especially on Apple that we don't even get to touch. So yeah, I hope that we can find a way to definitely cover more. Like here's an example, that Speak No Evil movie. I would have loved for us to have been able to cover that, but we just didn't have the bandwidth to do it. I'm a big fan of this show called Tulsa King. I think that's kind of the new Howdy Breaking Bad Sopranos, there with Yellowstone and stuff. Lots of really, really great content out there that I'm hopeful as we expand and time goes on, we can cover more and more. Yeah.
Yeah. And like I said, I want to talk about that expansion in a second. Shree, what about you? We'll do this and I got to move on.
I think in tune with that expansion idea, I'm a giant anime fan, and I would love to just, maybe do some video essays on, like, it's a lot to cover in an anime. And so, like, maybe even like small video essays here and there, if people want to see it. I would love to like cover
I think
some
that's
stuff.
I think that's certainly an untapped well. Ryan and I are kind of
Agreed.
ignorant when it comes to anime, but definitely something I think we should cover.
And
I mean, hey, we did that
animation,
JJK
like
remake.
Arcane.
That was a lot of fun. Sorry. Yeah, Arcane. We
Yeah.
have an Arcane video coming
I
up. We're going to do coverage
really
of that.
love that show.
I got a question here, and it's for Colton. And after this, I got to move on to the next topic. We're still in number 1. We're a half hour into the stream, and thank you guys for watching. Again, we want to get input from you guys, so please just put us on in the background while you eat lunch or poop. We got a Peyton Smith, another super chat. Thank you. One more question for the man eternally trapped in a TV. I'm not sure who that is. Colton, do you want to take this instead? If the X-Men comics are your favorites, what's your favorite comic run and favorite X-Men? That's a good question.
My favorite comic run for the X-Men? Probably Apocalypse.
Age of Apocalypse?
Yeah, Age of Apocalypse. Or I really like Days of Future Past. I know those are kind of generic answers, but I really like those two. My favorite X-Men, I guess Wolverine, man. I've often said Hugh Jackman's portrayal of Wolverine is my favorite superhero. Anytime I get asked the question a lot, who's your favorite superhero? I say Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. And then of course Magneto. I mean, you got to go Magneto. He's like one of the best villains ever created. So that's definitely
and especially the way Chris Claremont reinvented him, as a Holocaust survivor and gave him this depth and shading that really hadn't been seen in mainstream superhero comics up to that point. All right, I think we're caught up on the questions. Thank you guys for those. I want to move on and talk about our Discord. Brianna, can we come back to you later on? Are you going to step away for a second?
Yeah, I have to step out now to go do Agatha stuff and all the witchy stuff so you guys can, watch breakdowns. But it was great being here. You can follow me on Brianna T. McClarty on Instagram or TikTok. Bye, and hope to see you guys and obviously another live stream soon.
Yeah,
Get
Brianna is terrific.
Bye.
And
I'm leaving.
Criminally underrated on the channel for the amount of writing she does and editing and does a little bit of everything. So thanks, Brianna.
Thank you.
Okay, I cut her off midway. Thank you. So now we don't have to worry about her anymore. Okay, so now let's talk about our Discord, right? So the Discord, so I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not hip, right? So when I looked at a Discord, I was so scared at first. I didn't understand it. I was like caveman lawyer, like, oh, your ways frighten me. Then I latched onto it. And it's just basically a chat room, right? Like it's just a page with several different chats. So the link is in the description for the ScreenCrush Discord. I've loved this thing so far. So our Discord is a way for us to just have chats where we just get to talk to the biggest fans of the channel, and most importantly, where you talk to us. So for instance, we had this in episode 1 of Agatha, we have a Discord channel called Missed Easter Eggs, and Ogman Orinetti, I can't believe I missed this, where Herb says she's really most sincerely dead. It's a line from the Lollipop Guild and The Wizard of Oz, one of my all-time favorite movies. I directed the show with high schoolers. I can't believe I missed that. So we're giving him credit in our next video with a screenshot. I'm on this Discord all the time. We have chats for Marvel. It was popping yesterday when the Thunderbolts trailer came out, which I am so excited for. Finally, another Marvel team up. There's Star Wars chat. I'm scrolling through it right now. I'm just going to say hi to everybody in the general chat in case you joined the Discord right now. That way you can be live and interactive. Hello, I am talking to you from the live stream. And there are a million typos in this because that's what the Discord is, y'all. It is raw, unfiltered. So the Discord server, I think we're up to 1,000 people plus. I actually don't know how to find out how many people are on it, but I've been told it's a few hundred. We've also used it for polls. And Shree, this is really interesting because when we do merch, you know, we designed this for our merch store. We design it internally. We come up with ideas. We farm it out to artists. But before that, we kind of have a lot of back and forth on it. And can you tell me how the Discord has helped with that so far?
Honestly, Ryan, the Discord has been a savior to me and to all of our artists who work on the merch because, you know, we make this merch for you guys, right? We make this merch so you guys have a way to show your love, all the kind of content not only we create, but just, you know, whatever Marvel, Star Wars, any franchise puts out. So we want to hear from you guys. And this has been an awesome way just to get like to confer like what design is better to go with, and it gives you guys a way to, you know, have a say in what merch you get to see on the store. And, you know, I think it feels like a community, like, okay, we all worked on this together. So like, it's on you guys if you don't like the merch. No, I'm kidding. Like,
well, and everything else too.
seriously,
There's
it's
another
fun.
thing, you know, when you do a YouTube channel with thumbnails, right? Colton, you make probably more than half the thumbnails at this point. I used to make all of them. My God, the amount of deliberation that successful YouTube channels put into our thumbnails. I was talking to another YouTuber once who showed me they had a video coming up with 2 different thumbnails on it. One was more blue-based, one was more red-based, and they were A/B testing. But then they had a tree that stemmed. They had, like, by the end of it, 12 different options. If this one wins, we pick this one. If this one, we pick this one. For us, a lot of the videos we do, right, they're current. So if we post an Agatha breakdown, most of the views are going to come in those first 24 hours. So A/B testing is really tough for us. We can't use an automated app to do it. What we've been doing is putting the thumbnails on the Discord. And I figure anyone who's on the Discord, you're not casual people the algorithm picked, you are ScreenCrush, right? So just getting your up and down vote on, hey, you know, sometimes it's as fundamental, like with the Thunderbolts. Who do you put as the main image on that thumbnail, right? We picked Yelena Belova, but could have just as easily been John Walker. So being able to post those kind of things on the Discord, it's amazing. Like, I cannot believe we waited this long to start a Discord. We got your theories on there. It's free. We may end up, we did a video last week where we talked about it. We may have to put a paywall on it, like to keep trolls and spam bots. I hope not. I want it to be free. I want it to be open. I want it to just be something that I can, you know, be on my phone on the train or whatever and just like open it up and talk to you guys. Colton, what about you? Is there anything on the Discord? Have you even been on it yet? Because you were off for a while there.
I am also not hip. I had to get help downloading the Discord and getting signed in and understanding how to do it all. Yeah, I was off last week, so I haven't really had a chance to get in there, but I'm excited to talk with you all. I think it's really, really cool to have this outlet where we can, you know, all of the diehard, you know, screen crushers, we can all get in there and talk to one another. And yeah, I think it's going to be great for thumbnails. You know, I'm often curious, okay, for this entire show or trailer, which frame do I choose for the main image? So it'll be nice to have some help on that.
Yeah, we even do this thing. We were going to talk about this in the live show where you put every thumbnail you're thinking about on a mock-up of a YouTube page, and you see which one draws your attention first. Like, it's so hard. And just having you guys, instead of us guessing what you want, directly telling us this is what we want, has been amazing. But the other thing about the Discord that has been a huge help is working for us to work out what the hell we should cover. This is hard. This is one of the hardest parts of this channel, because you can look at things that are trending. We have a million ideas for videos. Sometimes it's hard to pick the right one. So we'll go to the Discord and we'll see what you guys are talking about. What are your biggest questions from House of the Dragon or from Agatha or from Rings of Power? And we're able to look at that and go, oh, never thought of that. That's what they want to know. Let's just base a video around that. Like for Agatha right now, I know everybody's making this video, but I have thoughts on Billy, how Billy was, the teen or whatever you want to call him, how he was resurrected. So I'm working on a video on that. But we also are trying some different stuff. Right. And this is the pretty much the crux of what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. When it comes to the videos that we make, I have notes over here, which is why I'm looking over this way so much. We're doing some different stuff. One thing you might have noticed is we're doing these long form definitive history videos. So this is something we like. Okay, Paul over at Heavy Spoilers does these amazing breakdowns. He calls them ultimate breakdowns, and he's been doing classic movies. And they're evergreens, so like he won't get many views in a month, but in a year he'll have 1 million on them. I didn't want to do that because Paul's already doing it probably better than I could. Like his Empire Strikes Back breakdown, chef's kiss. It's amazing, and I know a lot about the Empire Strikes Back, and I learned new stuff from it. So we were trying to find out, well, what's another way to do that? That's not just another breakdown. Again, in a competition, we can't win with one of the best. So we started doing this history of, right? The first one we did a few things kind of like that. We had a really good Power Rangers one but then we were like, well, what if we didn't stop the length? What if we didn't stop at a half hour? What if we kept it going to an hour plus? What if we made the video literally as long as it is good? So we did this Wolverine one, and the Wolverine one, I love how it turned out. A little bit of a mess because our writer, Bevan, did the script, and then she was like, well, should we interview people like Chris Claremont? And I was like, hell yes, let's interview Chris Claremont. So then we had to take their interviews and retroactively add them into the script. It turned out great, but it was like the backwards way of doing that. So then we did Alien, and I thought, with Alien, we really could have interviewed Matt Singer, editor-in-chief of ScreenCrush, or other people in the film criticism industry or film scholars. So now we have these others lined up where we're like interviewing comic book creators, we're interviewing film critics, we're interviewing experts, and we're going to base the script around that. And we're making actual documentaries for you guys. I have a background in documentary filmmaking. It's so hard to do, but I think it's going to be so worth it. And they're the kind of thing where when we post them, the first day they'll get 40,000 views, but we're hoping over time they really pick up speed because they're very expensive and there's a lot of time investment in that. So what I want to know from you guys, and by the way, I've been ignoring the chat, so sorry about that. What I want to know from you guys, what definitive histories, that's what we're calling them, what definitive histories do you want to see us do? And this is, again, so helpful for me. We've been asking this in the Discord. We don't just want to tie it to things that are coming out. Like, what is it you want to see the definitive history of? I'm going to go ahead and roll through a couple questions. We have one about who you would cast as Ted Kord, Blue Beetle, and Booster Gold. I'm going to skip that one just because I suck at casting, right?
Ryan
I'm terrible
Gosling.
at matching. Huh?
Ryan Gosling.
There.
Booster
for
Gold.
both parts. For both
yeah,
parts.
for both, yeah.
Thunder Mikey, do you think Cap and Thunderbolts are indicative of where Marvel is going in terms of quality and story? Is Fantastic Four a better indicator? I haven't seen Cap 4 or Thunderbolts nor Fantastic Four, so I don't know. It's hard to tell. I think they're all going to be good. There's not a single Marvel coming out next year I'm not excited about, except maybe Ironheart. I'm wondering why Ironheart was so delayed. I'm a little pessimistic about that. What about you guys? Do you think that Marvel is picking up quality here?
Like you said, I haven't seen either of them. Just based off of the trailers, I am cautiously optimistic, but I'm going to say, especially Thunderbolts, my girl Yelena Belova, I love her to death. So I think just the tone of how it's going, and of course the video you made earlier, Ryan, of what we think the Thunderbolts is going to be like, I think is a good step in the right direction. So I'm hopefully optimistic about that. Based on what Agatha is going. Oh, sorry, Colton.
No, please.
Based on how Agatha is going, I'm hopeful as well. So
Agatha's pretty great so far. I've seen the first 3 episodes.
I think Cap and Thunderbolts are a return to that Winter Soldier tone, which is sometimes when Marvel has been its best. So I'm excited for both of these. I think they're both going to be quality films. Fantastic Four, of course, is going to be very different from that tone, but I'm also very, optimistic about its quality. I think Marvel has finally got the memo that their quality has been slipping. So I have full faith that Kevin Feige and everyone involved, that they're going to course correct, and I think do really well.
Yeah, I'm pretty optimistic myself too. And you guys know, like, I don't think any person who watches our channel could look at our channel and call us Marvel shills, because I will absolutely sing their praises. But at Secret Invasion, I was off that train almost immediately. Like, we'll give the Easter egg video, which are kind of positive. Then in those talkbacks, we'll let loose. Got a few super chats I want to get to here. Super CJat from Palaxy Artist. I think Palaxy is, if you're from Guardians of the Palaxy, we love that channel. Some friends of the channel over there. Tommy, MT, and Whitney, and $20 super chat. My gosh, thank you. You're buying me dinner. Love the channel and all the work y'all put in. Long live ScreenCrush. Long live ScreenCrush. Tree, that's your next shirt. We got another one here from Buster Barnes, £5. Thank you so much for that. How do you feel about John most likely being the main DCU Lantern? Do you think that we'll get a similar situation with old Barry Allen and young Wally? So this is something we didn't have time to make a video on. They did announce they had cast an older Hal Jordan, and I think he's gonna mentor a younger John Stewart, which is, yes, John Stewart was older when he became Green Lantern in the comics, and it was for different reasons. I think it's great. I thought it was great when they made John Stewart, like the Justice League animated series, and is the best interpretation of the DC outside of Batman, the animated series, right? So they did it there and it worked perfectly. I think the situation they'll do, who's the follow-up there situation? Yeah, it'll be hopefully a mentor type figure. I really hope they don't have Hal Jordan become Parallax and turn evil and all that stuff. I just think it's interesting that my watch heard me talk. I think it's interesting that in general, James Gunn's DCU is choosing this lived-in universe where Batman's old enough to have a son. Superman's young, but maybe that's because he's Superman and he doesn't age. It's interesting because, like, when the MCU started, Tony Stark entered a world that was our world. It starts in Afghanistan, right? When we were in the middle of the war in Afghanistan. And then slowly superheroes were introduced to the MCU world and to our world, to the point now where if you really lived in the MCU, it's crazy. The same way it's like to watch all these MCU movies, whereas James Gunn and Peter Safran have realized we're not in a world anymore where people need superhero origin stories. They understand the concept of superhero and they're being brought in. Colton, what do you think about that? Do you think for the structure of the DCU?
Well, I think these cinematic universes, they're products of their time. Like you said, when the MCU came into being, that was, the prime time to do origin stories and introduce this concept of superheroes teaming up and all that. Now, like you said, in our real world, we're fully in it. We get it. We get the superheroes crossing over. We get origin stories and all that. I love the idea that the DCU is just going to be this lived-in, pre-established universe. As far as Jon Stewart goes, I'm really glad he's back at the Daily Show.
Stop it with your low-hanging fruit. You're canceled.
Can we get rid of him?
Yeah, I wish.
The dad jokes.
So
I can't.
I just want to circle back to what we're talking about with the sorry, I want to circle back to what we're talking about with new content. Say what?
I threw you off.
Yeah, it's okay. No, you didn't throw me off. Doug is, oh no, he's running around down there. I'm not sure what he's doing. So I want to circle back and talk about the new content that we're doing, right? So we're doing these documentaries. We're also interested, and we already kind of talked about this earlier, so we don't have to revisit it. We want to know what other stuff you want us to cover. We talked about Severance. We talked about For All Mankind, which again is a great show. You should really watch it. And I'm not being paid to say that yet. There's a ton of stuff out there, but there's also the evergreen stuff. There's things like Shri mentioned, anime. So we want to know about all that. But in that same line, our social videos, right? We're about to start, not tomorrow, but like soon, we want to start doing some different stuff with socials. We've kind of done things that are, at first we had just this background. We've switched to more typical styles where like I'm cropped out or other people are cropped out. Colton, Brianna, Shri, you all appear in socials. Shri, what do you want to say about socials and where can people find us, or what kind of like stuff are we wanting to do that we're not quite doing yet?
So
Say what you
currently,
want about socials.
thank you. Thank you, Ryan. Currently we're on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok and YouTube Shorts. Currently we do a lot of kind of minimized uh smaller versions of the videos we usually put out on the main channel, just a easily digestible version of all the great points that we make in our main channel videos. However, every so often we do get the opportunity to have some fun, do some trends, do some new stuff on movie news breaking out. So we really want to know, what do you guys like to see on social media platforms? Because I know YouTube is where you go to get your fixes on movie critique, Easter eggs, stuff like that. And yeah, it's easy to just, see a minimized version of that on socials, but I kind of want to do something more fun for you guys, and something that I can't believe Ryan would do this, or I can't believe any member on the team would be able to do this. And we're very far from each other too, so it's a lot harder to get together and do some stuff that we would love to just see everyone do and have fun together. But we're really trying to make this work, and it's based on what you guys want. What do you guys usually see on your feeds? What do you guys want to see more? So that's also something you can talk to us on Discord about. You know, what anything. We're open, we're game for anything. And, a lot of these trends are coming and going. Um, Ryan, you say you're not hip, but personally, I think you are very hip. You should just let
We
that
we
side of
didn't come
your
here for that. Yeah, no one needs to hear all that, but thank you. No, the thing about socials is, and with our videos, we want to get weird. Like we want to like do some experimental stuff. We want to like, got so many ideas, and we keep running into a thing with the channel, which is it's this phrase, but then I got busy. It's like I wanted to do this, but then I got busy. And what we're trying to do now behind the scenes is figure out why that happens, right? And then figure out, well, where are the priorities? And to help us choose that, we really like to hear from you guys about things you want to see us do, things we're not doing, things other channels are doing. We got Thunder Mikey here, who just said we should do a definitive history of the Ninja Turtles. Thank you. We did one a while back. We did do this thing like it was a history of, and it was before we had the definitive history. We could. I got some ins with a couple of the creators. I could probably get interviews with them. The only thing about that is, man, the toys that made us did such a great job with that over at Nacelle. Like sometimes I see things like that and I'm like, well, they already said it. But then I forget that you guys maybe haven't seen that documentary. So maybe that's a great idea. We should do that. On my end, I'm out of sync. Am I out of sync for you guys?
You look okay.
not for us.
Okay, so on my screen, there's a lag. And if you're lagging there on YouTube, I apologize for the lag. Turns out, got word here, we've got 800 people in our ScreenCrush Discord. It's a small amount, but again, that small amount of people in our Discord has had a pretty large say in, what we've been doing. It's like you live in a swing state. So we take a lot of advice from people in the Discord. And again, we're almost up to 1,000. We'll probably hit up. I haven't looked at the number recently. Probably going to hit 1,000 today. So that's everything we're talking about doing for new videos. Definitive history. We want to keep doing breakdowns. I also want to just quickly bring up our talkback videos. I hope you guys like them. And you may have noticed, like, we're doing more of them now. We're doing 1 to 3 a week, depending on the week. And I wanted to explain why we're doing those videos. So the talkback videos are usually about a half hour. It's usually me and 2 guests, Colton, Brianna, Tommy, Whitney, a bunch of different people have come on, Mike Mazzella. I'm going to forget everybody we have on. We've got some great people who are on those with us, Heather Antos. So sometimes we want to do like a big breakdown of like the quality of something like Agatha. But editing wise, it's extremely hard for us to do that, to dedicate the amount of, like, you have no idea the amount of people it takes to quickly edit a 30-minute video. It's insane. Like no YouTube channel should be able to do it as fast and as well as this team does. So what we found out is with those with those talkback videos, we're able to get these great opinions from people. I can kind of write out what I think in a really like articulate way. And then that gets edited. And then we have these great people come on and give their thoughts. And these are all things that normally we would have them write. We would, edit it really well. But sometimes we just want to get it done a little bit faster. And we didn't want to waste those opinions. Like when you have somebody as funny and as well known as Tommy Bechtold, who wants to come on your channel and say what he thinks, you want to get that guy on your channel, even if you don't have time to fully edit images to every word he's saying. So that's why we've been doing more talkbacks. It's also part of like podcasting, and we're going to expand into that. I don't really have time. I have time, but I don't have enough specifics to announce. I will say we're hoping that you can listen to ScreenCrush on all podcast platforms very soon. So that's the other thing I want to talk about, like regarding new types of videos. So the other thing is I want to address some complaints, right? And this is, oh, wait, got a thing real quick from Average Student. Why don't you start theories of games like Black Myth Wukong? I've never heard of that. That is specifically why I wouldn't make a video of it. And I'm not saying that you're wrong for suggesting it. I'm saying I, chronically unhip for not knowing what that is. Games are tough, though. I will say, like, even when Star Wars games come out, we struggle with how to cover it because we're not a gaming channel. We don't put, like, here's how to beat this, how to beat that. What we found success with is, like, the stories of games and breaking those down. So we'll probably continue to do that. Maybe that game that you talked about, I'm not sure. So, sorry, I haven't heard of it. Not trying to make you seem like you're lame for like in a game I haven't heard of. I don't play games often because I get hooked real easy. So now I want to talk about complaints you guys have had about the channel that we'll see in the comments. Beyond like, we get complaints about like, oh, you guys are in the bag for Star Wars and Disney and stuff like that. That doesn't really matter because just so you know, if you ever want to say that a channel is a shill, YouTube, the FTC law says you have to disclose when somebody pays you to say something. So if you watch a channel and somebody's like, I love this, they're only being paid to say it if it says they're being paid. If they're being paid and they don't disclose it, they would get fined and eventually go to jail. So no, we're not getting paid to say anything that we don't disclose we're getting paid to say. But speaking of getting paid to say things, I want to talk about our ads because this is something that we've gotten some complaints about and we've heard you and we've changed how we do it. So what we were doing is, hey, welcome to ScreenCrush. I'm Ryan Airy. And just so you know, visit our merch store. We have all this great stuff. And then we'd do the video for a couple minutes and then we'd go into a branded ad. So I work really hard to do the branded ads. I want to make sure they're not just, like, hey, let me tell you about our sponsor, so-and-so and so-and-so. I really want every branded ad to be funny. We bring in the puppet. We do a little storyline with Doug. I want to do more with that. I want to make them even bigger and more creative. The brands like it, but also it's just more fun for you guys. I don't know if you've ever heard of this guy, Stan Freberg. He was a writer and a radio personality. He did the voice for lots of Looney Tunes characters. Love him and name him George. He was the abominable snowman. He was the first person to make funny commercials. And you could research this guy. He's amazing. He also did novelty songs. So I wanted our stuff to be like Stan Freberg or Jim Henson's old coffee commercials. So I tried to make the ads as entertaining as possible. However, you did have a really good point when you said you go from a merch ad to a branded ad, and then whatever the YouTube programmatic ads after that. And that's a lot. So what I've done is we don't do the merch ads at the top. We've moved them further in the video. We figure if you're a ScreenCrush fan, you're going to watch them later in the video. We are plugging the live show at the top now in the Discord, just because we got to get like the live show tickets sold before November 7th, which reminds me, if you're just joining us, we have an 11 city live show tour. The description has all the links and dates and stuff like that to buy tickets. We're coming to Boston on November 7th. It's going to be so much fun. So we're trying to like get that in really quick, do the breakdown. And then the sponsors always want it like their ad read in the first third or first couple minutes, whatever it is. And that's because YouTube has attrition. If you have a YouTube channel, like people don't tune into a video in the middle. You lose people as you go. So it's tricky. I want to give you guys the best video possible. However, it's also a free platform where it's most of you, if you are members, you're not paying that much because our membership's only like $1 or $2, which thank you for that, by the way. You can find our membership links below. So there is like a balance that we try to hit with that. And I've read the complaints. I've read the comments. We've tried to adjust it. And I've tried to keep the ads as fun as possible. I've never really done a read that I didn't think was genuine or that didn't come from a real place or that wasn't entertaining in some way. So we always work to do that. And I just want to say, like, if you have watched our videos and there's a million ads and you're frustrated, we're really trying to work around that for you.
And
go ahead, Gold.
Ryan, I was going to add, and I'm sure you do this as well. When I upload, for us on the channel, I'll go in and make sure that there's no YouTube ads placed near a integrated ad, like in the video. So you're not getting like our sponsor spot immediately, followed by or interrupted by a YouTube ad. And I just want to say, we don't have a paywall. It's free. And we have a whole staff of really talented people. So that's just kind of part of it. So we can keep the channel going.
We got a question coming up I'll get to in a second, but you bring up a good point about those ads placed in YouTube. So here's the weird thing. This is really inside baseball YouTube stuff, guys. A YouTube channel, once you've reached like whatever quota they have for monetization, you can go in and say, okay, put an ad here, put an ad there, put an ad there. But YouTube also has a thing where they place ads automatically. And I've even seen videos that say, place the video ads every 2 minutes. It doesn't matter because YouTube picks where they go. Like, it's more like you're not picking the frequency, but the amount. And if you're the type of person who watches, this is how sophisticated the YouTube algorithm is. If you're the type of person who watches a YouTube video and then you say, an ad, and you click off that video, YouTube doesn't show you ads as much. If you're the kind of person who clicks on an ad, you might get shown ads more. I'm not really sure about that end of it. So we try that, what Colton just said, but sometimes it really is just like on the user and YouTube's algorithm, and there's nothing we can do about that part of it. What we can do, though, is where and how we place our merch ads. And we're trying, because we love our merch store. We've come to rely on the income for some certain things, but also it's just really fun to design merch. When we did our live show, seeing you guys rock up in shirts that Colton and Remy and everybody designed, it was so cool. So we love doing that. And like I said,
I literally went to everyone shaking their hand saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. It was surreal.
It's very weird to see our dog's face on t-shirts. We got a quick question here. Is there going to be a way to get channel merch in the UK? Yes, there's complicated tax things. Shree, we don't even have to dive too far into the legality of it. We just got to get it worked out on our end. We fundamentally,
it's also kind of like
it's
also kind of like the live shows, where the more you guys get it here, the more we're able to go overseas to give it to other countries. So
true. And I want to throw out there real quick, this has been so great. I know you guys are lighting up the comments right now with suggestions. I'm not getting fed all of them through the filter right now, but I'm going to go back and read them later. Complain. I'm not kidding here. You don't learn from your successes. You learn from your mistakes. My favorite saying is, don't steal somebody's mistakes from them. So when you guys have something and you don't like what we're doing and you complain in the comments right now, I consider it a suggestion and it letting us know. So if you have something right now you want us to address, feel free to throw it out in the comments. We just got, and I'm going to mess up your name, I'm sorry, EM Subash says, thank you for being you. It's a super chat. Thank you so much. It's 400 rupees. Very much appreciate it. Love India. Went there a few years ago. Absolutely one of the most phenomenally beautiful places I have ever been. So there it is. Unless we have any complaints coming in, I want to briefly touch on merch and any other questions you guys have. Live streams are scary. I knew when we started this that I was going to mess up. We'd have technical problems, and knock on wood, they've been pretty good so far. So merch ideas. Again, I don't want to sound like I want to keep plugging the Discord and stuff like that, but the Discord is a great place to throw out to, even if maybe we can't take original ideas because of like legal reasons, but just getting on the Discord and being part of polls so we know what's working. We've got this WandaVision parody shirt we're working on that, frankly, you hit a point where they all start to look the same, and seeing you guys come in with fresh eyes is such a big help. Sheree, is there anything you want to talk about merch-wise with our friends here?
Yeah, honestly, pretty much what you said, Ryan. The Discord helps so much because we're thinking about these designs, sometimes weeks ahead. Sometimes we see the episode as a episode of any show as it comes out, and we're like, no, like that line is awesome, or like that scene is awesome. Like only a true ScreenCrush fan would really notice that scene or really love that part, right? So it really, really helps to get your guys' opinion on that because, yes, we have like 3 people maybe working on one shirt or one idea, and sometimes you just get in your own head, right? And so to have people say, no, these are our options. I like this one the best. This is better. Like what Ryan was saying about A/B testing as well. It helps so, so much. And like I said before, for the merch, it gives you guys a voice to say, hey, I got to participate in the shirt that I'm currently wearing or in this product that I currently have with me. So, like, it's one of my favorite things ever, and I really hope you guys continue to use it.
We just got a great question. 2 great questions, actually. Is there a way to buy older merch? And yes and no. Shree, do you want to take that one?
Sure.
Sorry. Then that's from Mark Stalnikar.
And I just really quick wanted to shout out
Yep.
the ScreenCrush merch store for keeping me clothed. I appreciate it.
Oh my god.
All right, so let's find a way to get Colton off the screen. Shree, go ahead.
But yes, so for older merch, we do have on our merch store currently a bunch of collections where almost every shirt we've ever done is on them, separated by franchise or by show, just to make it easier for you guys. We're still working on the merch store every day. I'm trying to update things as, best as we can with the kind of resources we have. And for some merch, we're not able to sell that again simply because the design didn't work or, other factors. So if you don't find a shirt that you really, really like, sometimes we're just not able to bring it back up. Sometimes we'll take designs off of the store because either it didn't sell well, people didn't like them as much. But if we are able to bring that back, you can send us a message on our contact us page on the merch store and say, hey, I really like this design. It's not on the store anymore. Is there a way to bring it back? We'll tell you, yes, we can, or unfortunately, we're not able to bring it back. But almost every design we've ever done on the merch store at one point is on the store currently. So we really, really appreciate you guys taking a look at it.
And I messed that up, by the way. That was Shane Comedy. We do have Mark Stalnikar who's asking, can you do your mom t-shirts? Actually, Mark, I guess I'll spill the beans on this one. We are about to release your mom t-shirts. However, they are exclusively going to be sold at the live show, at least until the live show's over with. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy like I'm out here and like putting stuff behind a paywall, make it sound like you got to buy tickets to the live show. If you are in Boston, though, and you want to see the live show, please buy tickets because I know it's coming up soon.
And we will be doing the shirts at the live shows first. That's all I'll say.
Absolutely.
Or you can hit me up
they're
on
pretty
Twitter.
cool.
I'll get you on.
Shut up. We've had this design for a really long time, and I was like, now let's save it for something special. So we're looking forward to it. I want to, again, just plug the live show. I'm looking forward to arguing at the live shows. I like the live on stage shows. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think we're going to bring up audience members and ask them for give us your hot take on something that you like. You know that meme of all the swords pointing to the guy from Tangled? I think it's Tangled.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Frozen?
Tangled.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never seen Tangled. I know. Never seen Tangled. Never seen Dirty Dancing. It's weird, the movies I haven't seen, but I have seen every Mighty Ducks movie. That's also a lie. I've never seen Mighty Ducks 3. So there you go. See, I forgot there were 3 of them. Anyways, we're looking forward to doing these live hot take arguments with fans at the live show. Again, tickets for that are below, and we have exclusive merch that we're going to have for you guys. We got a couple more questions I want to dive into here. Some of these are tough. Patch McDonald. Y'all, please make some Warhammer 40K parody shirts. You have the best shirts. Thank you. Not sure I always agree, but thank you. You have the best shirts, and Warhammer 40K has the memorable lore. Man, I don't know anything about Warhammer, and I'm not saying that like somebody silly for liking Warhammer. I think that's great. I think everybody's got their fandom, right? Like, for instance, I was on a certain fandom train, and then when it got to Pokemon, I hopped off. That's when everybody kept going without me. Sure, if somebody out there wants to make Warhammer content for us or design, shout us out in the comments here and we'll DM each other and work on that. We've also got, we're over an hour here, and I got videos to write, so I don't want to. We have to wrap up kind of soon. We've got, oh my God, Danielle says, my question is, when you're locked out of the video store last week, was it because there was gum in the locks? How did you know? That is 100% why that happened. It's a great reference to Clerks, though. And love Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith, fan of the channel. He shouted us out once. He accidentally called a screen rant, but he mentioned the dog, so we know what he was talking about. And of course, Kevin Smith, like Colton wrote the video that he commented on, and I think we're both still like haven't touched the ground since.
I adore that man. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a hero to us all. Kevin Smith was the voice in the wilderness who was talking about geek stuff when no one knew what he was talking about.
I actually had a dream that he was at our live show, so maybe that'll come to be.
So he's in Jersey. So, okay, anyways. Thunder Mikey, what's going on with Spidey 4 and Venom 3? Holland contract negotiations. If Sony gets what they want, with 4 being a multiversal film, what does Marvel get in return? So we did a video on this a while back. We talked about Venom. We got a Spider-Man video in the works. Daniel RPK said that every Marvel movie that takes place after Doomsday, is it called? Yeah, it's Doomsday, is going to be on Battleworld. And Marvel removed a July video from their schedule, but it's probably because that's the Spider-Man video. The other movies, the first 2 were released in July. I think Sony got their wish. I think they got their multiversal Spider-Man movie, and it's on Battleworld. Not my headcanon. I wanted to see, I think, Colton, you agree, that like a more grounded, street-level Spidey. But they definitely, if you watched our Venom breakdown video, I think it was 2 weeks ago, we talked about this, where it's pretty obvious that they were going to go one way with the Venom goo, and then they reeled it in for the 3rd Venom movie. But we do get Venom Horse. So it's a pretty good trade.
Very excited for Venom Horse.
Me too. I have a question for the group. For everybody here, apart from Venom Horse, what other farm animal would you like to see get venomed?
Chicken.
Damn it, that was mine. That's such a good answer. Shree?
I have 2 questions to that. If I say bunny, would that be like Donnie Darko looking? And if I say goat, I think that's already goat. No, never mind. Goat would be too terrifying. Cow.
Cow's a good one. Yeah,
cow.
Yeah, I like cow.
Like bat cow, but like scarier. Bat cow's not scary, but like I love bat cow. So sorry, that was not anything to do with Marvel.
It's all good.
I know.
I'll pick goat. It's okay. It's been a long live stream.
Goat would be terrifying.
I can't.
Goat would be the worst. No. I can't wait to see goat. So again, we do have another super chat who just came in here from Paint Minty. Sorry, it's tiny font. Have a great rest of the day, y'all. Thanks for an awesome stream. Can't wait to see the new merch that's coming out. I think we're getting the hook. That sounds to me like the newest super chat is trying to get us to stop talking. We also have a new member named Anthony Soils. Thank you for signing up for our membership. We're going to bring up new things for you very soon. What Star Wars movie what Star Wars movie would you like to watch again I think it's supposed to say for the first time, probably the first one, New Hope. I think it'd be great to go into that. Well, obviously all of them. You'd have to get rid of your memory of all of them for this little thought experiment to work. Mine would be New Hope.
Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith.
That's pretty cool too. Yeah, maybe Empire, because to experience the I Am Your Father for the first time, like I saw it when I was a kid, so it didn't register in that way. I don't remember the first time I saw that movie. I knew who Luke's father was through cultural osmosis. So guys, thank you. I've been standing up for over an hour, so I do have to go sit down now. I just want to thank you guys so much. Like everybody who has given super chats, all the guests, everybody who, frankly, like I said, it's just great to get your contributions to this. Again, thank you so much. The live show is going to be lit. Like even just like talking to you guys and reading through some of these comments, I'm very excited to talk about things we can't do on the channel. I want to give you like hot takes on things that maybe we don't want out there.
ScreenCrush
we try to
unfiltered.
keep it positive. Yeah, exactly. We try to keep it positive on the channel. We're going to argue with each other. We're going to argue with the audience. We're just going to be real. You get to meet us in person. We're going to take your questions, throw away some of them, answer others. I don't know. But I just want to thank you guys again so much for watching. This has been a lot of fun. I hope we get to do this like once a month. But man, there is so much coming out. over this next couple years, it's ridiculous. But we're looking forward to covering it here for you. Again, I want to thank Colton Ogburn, Trinity Rao, Brianna McLarty for coming on, Dots and Sights for working the switcher behind the scenes today and shouting comments out to us. And thank all of you for watching and for commenting and super chats and for buying tickets to our live show and our merch store. And again, I want to hear complaints. The compliments are amazing, but we also came here to hear you guys complain. And then we'll do another live stream soon where we'll talk about all the new stuff going on in Marvel. There's a million things I want to talk to you guys about. So thank you very much for watching. You can find my Twitter, all that stuff down below. And for ScreenCrush, I'm Ryan Airy. Oh, and this is Colton Ogburn and Shree, and their links are below too. They're all here too. I forgot to plug them. They're still